I hope all of you have had a great weekend, an awesome weekend actually. And also hope that you're all ready to continue the journey. Well, not much of the journey, but the adventures in Gunfire Reborn. Yes, I definitely am. I really missed the action. But just give me a moment while I write out the last couple of things. Right, so alright, I guess we have had the most basics of necessary interactions out of the way. The general pleasantries. How's it going for you? How's it going for me? I might have slightly fucked up with the music because it's not as loud as it should have been. But I fixed that now. It'll be way louder when we end today. Alright, so I guess I am ready. So, last time reincarnation of 5 ones. Basically swimmingly except for the very first one. I guess we could try out this house. We need to be a bit more careful. Since it is the first one, so already know that the blue shell is very much favored. Woodpecker, icy spear, and scout. Functional attack, ultimate fire form, and counter violence. Not a bad selection actually. Ultimate fire form, 75% chance to drop an enhanced weapon. All weapons have at least one exclusive inscription. Plus 1 crit X, weapon damage has 50% chance to become crit hit. Oh, damn. And functional attack, plus 50% weapon damage for 5 seconds when consuming Astra Aspect, up to 300%. There are 6 Astra Aspect consumed, allows drawing a card with different effects for 10 seconds. Each card effect stack up to 3 times. Blue card, plus 40% luck shot chance, purple, plus 30 rate of fire, orange, plus 40 movement speed, 40 chance to plus 1 projectile, when shooting, and red card, obtain all of the card effects. Well, didn't mention last time that we could try out a different build. And taking a build that's based upon consuming extra aspects as much as possible. There's not one that I can remember I've done in recent time. Energy storage, bigger cap. Actually good in some ways. Every 5 max muscle chance plus 0.4%. Every 5 max. Right now we got handicap of 60, so that's my mind blanked out for. We got like 30, right? Yeah, so that's 6 to 12. 12 point times 0.43%. Oh, we got 4.8% as of right now. That takes the other cap increase, then we go up to 6% increase elemental effects. Bad. Not really needed here in the beginning. Mine's weapon skill resource per 15 soul pendant energy cap. Max mine to 20. Final damage dealt plus 4%. For every 30 soul pendant energy restored, lose 50% HP. For every 100%, for every 100 HP lost this way, final damage dealt plus 2% for 4 seconds. Let's take that one. Elemental effect. I don't have elemental weapon right now, but I'm sure it will change fairly soon. It usually does. There's 5% final weapon damage up to 50 in each hit while aiming. The damage bonus will decay over time when not aiming. The damage bonus will not decay. When not aiming, the damage will not decay but will not take effect. Alright. Scalpels increase accuracy gradually when firing. The flying mode can be switched between single shot and double shot. More damage to enemies and fire effect 50 chance to cause explosion that deals corrosion when killing an enemy. Let's take that one. That'd be good for you. Something to do. Might as well jump in here. This weapon is short off. Lessons wise. And, reinforced action. Plus 50% damage resistance when your shield is not 0. And minus damage resistance when your shield is 0. So that just means that we have to always shield. Minus 50% primary skill cooldown, but secondary with 3-second cooldown. No thanks. Just Rider, more base movement. Sure. Better than the alternative. Can't dash as often like anymore. What does it mean? Yeah, as you might have guessed right about now, I'm not a good business. Something need to happen all the time. Alright. Without Astro Aspect, obtain 1 Astro Aspect and have a chance to obtain an extra one. Trigger at most once per second. Nah. Has a chance to summon 3 cards and obtain 1 Astro Aspect of current Astro House quality after a shot hits an enemy. Cooldown 2 seconds. When consuming 25% mag capacity as an accumulated quantity, shoot 1 holding card and reset the accumulating process. I think that's something in that regard we need. Arcane shot. Much needed. Plus 10% of weapon damage for every slot. Right now we got 3, so that's plus 30% damage for all of our weapons. I'm not gonna turn that down. Alright, note to self, do not use this one. For the sound of it kind of winding up was clues to something. Deflection shield. Damn. Another minus damage, so another damage reduction. Damage reduction 90% for enemies over 15 meters away. Plus 90% damage taken from enemies within 15 meters. So now I really stay away. Still not very good. picked up ammo will automatically convert to current equipped weapon type. Oh, I like the sound of that. You're pretty cool. So I actually want you instead. You're also very cool, but I've just bought a new weapon. Also amazing. Sucks to be me, I guess. Nothing new to that. You can change at some point. And also electro orb that emits lightning arcs upon impact with surroundings. Because this one used to have a both left and right click. And this has been changed to only the right click. That's selective, then there's more bonus. I have no idea where 15 meters is in this game. I really gotta be careful for that. Careful about that. Alright, damage boost plus all damage when effect is below 30. Energy shields, more max ammo would be nice. Yeah. Energy and weapon damage. Ooh, yes. Thank you. The exact thing I needed to happen. Another slot. A shield fairy slot. Ooh. Probability of impure. When the probability of impure Astro House is 100%, fill all empty slots and clear the Astro House. Cooldown 2 seconds. After clearing the Astro House, there's a chance to gain plus 20% weapon and skill damage from each slot for 8 seconds. Oh, damn. I don't know what opponent we're gonna get, but that one seems great, but more protection seems greater. Also because we have no idea what kind of what kind of trigger there is to is it one of those weapons that need us to have more than 3 slots in order to work properly? I don't know. Sure. Switching out. So these around. Oh. Shot after 10 seconds will deal critical damage up to 10 stacks. You are lovely. And muscle effects. That we do not have much muscle effects. good, but I don't feel like it's worth it in the first stage. And depending on what's in here. One of these. Demonic Aura Diffusion. Stone monsters don't show. They show up, don't shoot them. Ah, fuck. Worst weapons for this area. And probably... and the worst scrolls in this area too. Keeping up here. Yep. That's what I meant with that. Our weapons did really not align up with that vault. Here's what happens. You can reroll all inscriptions of a weapon of the craftsman, reroll each weapon up to 3 times, reroll cost no copper. That's nice. Not powerful, but practical. That's the word. You can purchase 2 enhanced occult scrolls from Phantom Peddler. Merchant Phantom Peddler. Phantom Peddler can be refreshed once. So for us that's once more. Painkiller. When inflicting elemental effects to the enemy, there's a 100% chance to inflict all elemental effects. Convert all negative elemental effects applied to the hero bonus with the opposite effect. Oh, that's the thing we talked about last time. Where being able to apply all elemental effects at once on an enemy is one of the most powerful things we can do. Because we get all of the infusion effects also at once. But I'd say that's good late game. Not so much now. Because we have no idea what weapons we can get. I'm not gonna bet on us getting a good elemental weapon. So plus damage for every remaining ammo in the mag. Endless Assault gains secondary skill use every 3 seconds. Secondary skill capacity gets doubled. And Star Compass. Plus 200% total damage and 1 use of Falling Star. Affected by occult scrolls in the backpack. Has a chance to upgrade Astro House quality of Falling Star by 1 level. Falling Star with Legendary Astro House will obtain Aura Extra effect. When Falling Star deals continuous damage to a single enemy for 0.75 seconds, it will deal 2400 damage to enemies within 3.5 meters. It's expensive, but damn is it good. But first strike, it's the same cast, and that one also depends on what weapon we're gonna get, except this one we can utilize immediately. So if we find a weapon with, let's say, 21 ammunition in the magazine, then we get a plus 50% damage. All of these are low. Oh. Only this one and this one is low capacity. This one's magazine is 120. Jesus. That one does a whole fucking lot of damage. Use water jet. Hitting enemies will attach a bubble to them. Continuous hits will cause the bubble to expand and then it explodes. Plus 5% weapon damage for every remaining ammo in the magazine. That's a lot of damage. I can't not take it. Usually I don't like this weapon much, but with this mag capacity, I'm willing to give it a fighting chance. What are you? Every 10 energy, secondary skill range and target count +2. Plus 13% pendant skill final damage. This one does not deal damage. We could, but in one stack every X seconds, max 1 stack, restore 1 soul pendant energy per stack when shooting. Then consume 1 stack. Alright. Then we can use the shield more often, and I might actually maybe remember to actually fucking use it. I always forget using a shield. We might have survived the last run if I could remember anything at all. Still. Additional skill damage is always awesome. Let's go. Right, let's see how much damage this jet does. Get some more ammo. About as much damage as I expected. Now that I got this one, I'm starting to wonder. With a weapon like the golden bow that only got 1 ammo in the mag, would that count as... can't remember where I find it in here. But would that count as 1 being in the... as 1 remaining ammunition? Or would it count as 0 since we shoot and then no longer got any? Yeah. Plus 5% for every remaining ammo in the mag. But anyway, it'll most likely only be plus 5, if any. I do still like it. And I bet you can see why. If you got the capability of taking your time, then Please be a good one. Reforge. When opening an occult chest, you can reset the gold reward once. Oh yeah. And as the very first one. This is also a thing that I touched on briefly last time. That this one scroll is perhaps one of the strongest ones. One of the most convenient ones maybe? In the game, early game. Because every so often you're just gonna get here, one throw. But with this one, then we can reroll our scrolls. That's it. It is. Alright, max shield, still brilliant. More weapon and skill damage for every extra aspect obtained, while it gives a random. Our damage actually seems very fine right now. So let's go with more protection. Hello there. Enhanced evening, good and evil. I'm gonna finish this room, so... Shit. Again. Enhanced healing, good. Plus 30% luxury chance and minus 30% dash and primary cooldown if you don't own any occult scrolls. Plus 15 max ammo and max shield for each curse scroll you own. So as of right now, plus 30% luxury chance. Great. And less dash and primary skill cooldown. Equally as great. Alright, golden bow. Firestone chaser. I like the golden bow too much right now. Transformed into horned beetles. Giant Slayer. When hitting an enemy, there's 10% chance to deal 15% of the enemy's current HP as true damage. Up to 2000 damage per hit. And this weapon hits a whole fucking lot. That's gonna be fun. More damage, more energy. Signal skill. And more primary weapon resource. That's not a hard choice. Energy restore secondary skill, final damage. We use our secondary skill a bit too much so that one can never up its quality. Plus pendant energy recovered. Guess wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's see what we're gonna get. the opponents did not respawn. Revive it because new spawns. Plus 50% weapon and skill damage when there are more than 2 enemies within 10 meters. I mean, we could. But nah. See what we can get. Plus 50% elemental damage for each nearby enemy with elemental effect. That wasn't exactly better. Well, gambled and lost. That is what it is. Card printers. Oh, this one. The seal is loose. Be careful. Don't be as careful as the devil. I guess it didn't go too badly. It wasn't clean. That much I can't say, but I guess it wasn't entirely terrible either. First free. Immunity to slow, that's nice. Gain +1 max health for each enemy you kill within 7 meters. Also great. Reforge you. Let's see. Plus 40% weapon max for 6 seconds if the mag is reloaded after being emptied. Nah. Immunity to slow also includes immunity to slow from decay. +1 max HP. This early in the game. That's worth a lot. Plus 30% weapon damage. Deal at least. Hit at least 50 times the next 100 shots. Gain 1 additional task and gain 2 task refresh chances. Complete the task of a random rare task. Hit at least 50 times in the next 100 shots. And elemental damage. I just think I'm gonna take this one, because task refresh would be quite nice. Don't remember taking one of these before. Jesus. Or then it won't play nice. Jesus. Bricks. I just need 11 more hits. Done. Don't got much life left, so. No wonder. Can I go back to that guy and get a new quest? Because that was kind of what he hinted at. Oh, I can't. I guess he just reappears another time. More Star Spirit Blessing. Obtain one, have a chance to obtain an extra one, triggered most once per second. And the card storm. Already made it perfectly clear that I currently need more protection. Immune to all damage after swapping weapons or reloading. Hidden treasure. Breakable objects may contain copper with a lower chance of bonds and soul resistance when destroyed. Yes, please. And minus 100% extra ammo of other types when shooting with normal ammo weapons. Plus 30% damage for extra. Yeah, might as well take it here, then it won't reappear. And we also do have normal weapons. That's right, I forgot that this one isn't. pull scroll and get electric sparks. Do we have any we don't mind getting rid of? Actually this one, because so far it's only factors. Swarm and plus 50% max HP, minus 50% damage resistance, recover 30% lost HP in each damage dealing. Too long, 0.5 seconds. Could be worse. When dealing skill damage, there's 15% chance to deal plus 100% damage. Let's wait with that one. Damage boost, total damage, extra weapon damage. Right. That one I think I need to get rid of this. Because depending on which elite we're gonna get, we're gonna need that additional damage resistance. Though it is recover 30% lost HP each damage dealing. That's actually kinda hard. You have 30% lost total HP in each damage dealing. You know what? Balls to the walls. Let's see how well it works. Specifically with this weapon. Since this weapon got a lot of hit. Chance is incredibly high. Not hard to do. Laundry, don't care, reascent, maybe. Dashing 3 times, gain immunity. Hero will lose all ascensions and gain corresponding number of golden goblets. Yes, alright. Dashing 3 times, gain immunity to all damage for 2 seconds. When you are in burning effects, every time dealing fire damage will recover 20% lost HP. Whenever you inflict burning to an enemy, you also inflict burning to yourself. Let's say Wind Rider instead. Chance to obtain 2 times as many Astro Aspects through Astro Foreground. When probability of impure is 100%, fill all slots and clear Astro House. Not sure. Let's still try and make that Astro Aspect type of combo. Minus 50% max HP and plus 50% copper gained. Minus 80% damage taken when dashing imprison the enemy that caused the damage. Life and 84. Oh, hello madam. Thanks for the raid and hello the raiders. Welcome to the channel. I'm Cosmic Ectorcell and we're playing Gunfire Reborn. An old, partially favorite game of mine. And right now we're in our second run of the day. The first one didn't go all that well, but this one's going much better. And we actually came in at right a perfect time, because we're just about to hit a boss. But I also got a couple of scrolls, which is this roguelite game's type of upgrades, temporary upgrades, that's kinda working against each other. This one gives me plus 50% max HP, this one removes it again, but gives me more copper. But this one also says that I get 50% less damage resistance, which in turn does that we take roughly 50% more damage. If it weren't because wrong button. Here, down on the left, we can see how much damage resistance we got. If it's in minus, then we take more damage. If it's in plus, then we get damage reduction. And as of right now, all damage we take is with increased 35%. Let's hope that won't come and bite us in the ass. seems like the plan of more or less getting dirty with this weapon actually worked. The QS, we got another kind of upgrade on us. These ones, spiritual blessings, which gives us plus 5% weapon damage for every remaining ammo in the magazine. And as you can see over here, we got 120 bullets in our mag. And we also got this one. So this weapon got plus 600% weapon damage. Yes. So that's 78 times 6 in damage. When it's at max capacity, of course. But still, that's like, what, over 400 damage, or close to. That's an amount of damage I will not say no to. And we can take a big hippo instead of the golden bow, which is technically better. 640. Mag capacity plus 60. If only I had plus 100. Still, I can manage. And when the magazine is more than 50% full, plus 50% rate of fire, and plus 20 chance to gain one more projectile. Nice. Plus 100% base weapon damage on the next hit after making critical hit 2 times in a row. That's alright. With a Gatling gun like this, critical hits is usually not happening all that often. And plus 50% lucky shot chance next shot after killing an enemy. Alright. Don't actually mind that. You, I don't care about. Ghost Hawk. If you wanted a sniper bolt, that one wouldn't actually be bad, because it increases its critical the longer we charge it. But for this build, no thanks. Convergent Paths. After using a weapon skill, plus 40% weapon damage and minus 25% skill damage for 10 seconds. After using primary skill, gain plus 50% skill damage and minus 20% weapon skill for 10 seconds. When both effects are active at the same time, the buff effect is doubled and debuff is removed. We don't use the primary all that often, and weapon skill. Neither of these weapons got weapon skill right now, so... And here comes one of the reasons why I love this character. As you can see, right above here, then we can reset 3 times, which is 3 times in total, not per this singular thing. We can say reset and try and get another scroll, which is as of a minimum quality rarity of what it currently is. It can make a normal rare think epic. It can make those into legendary too. But automatically discard this occult scroll and choose 2 to obtain from 6 random scrolls. Usually with this one there's at least 1 legendary, but we get 2 new scrolls. Oh yeah, overwhelming shield. Shield recovery will not be stopped, but with half recovery speed. I don't mind that. Still awesome. Still amazing. I take that. See, safety measure. Stashing after being injured recovers 50% of total damage taken within 1 second. I'm not that good with timing. Normal supply. Hitler always has 1 occult scroll. Either I'm just very lucky or he basically always have at least 1. At least for me. Random recovery. After not taking damage for 5 seconds, regenerate 5% max HP per second. Regeneration stops when taking damage. with a maximum of 50% HP regenerated per instance. Not bad. Speedy Traveler. Plus 0.5 movement speed for every 100 meter moved, up to 60 stacks. Plus 10% movement speed when reaching 60 stacks. Alright, more movement speed, we love that. And Lightning Shard. Lightning damage plus 25% and immune to the negative effects of Shock Effect. The additive effect is doubled while in Shock Effect. I'm actually leaning most towards the Lightning Shard. Almost solely because of the immunity effect. That's... what is it? I think it's taking more damage. You take 10% more damage while Shock Effect. So... that would actually be nice. The speedy one would also be awesome. Take the Lightning Sword. And the other thing there was just an error in the graphics. Sometimes when getting two scrolls in that way, then it messes up the graphics with them. And Golden Goblet, which is our skill enhancers. Perfect deck. Plus 80, 120 and 160 base card damage according to Astra specs obtained. These are the cards we can throw, which is our secondary skills. The Wild Astra aspects grants a random bonus if legendary Astra aspects are obtained through Astra Forecast. Someone casts still elemental damage. And Astra Forecast is our way of generating our cards, which are our Astra aspects. Or we can recover 5 shield for every Astra aspect we obtain. That would be pretty cool, but this amount of additional damage, which is a bit more passive damage, and do not want to say no to that. Alright. Damage boost, critical or rate of fire. Rate of fire with these weapons would be nice. Additional critical could be alright, but not necessary. But I want the percentage to increase. Lock that one. And I actually take the wrong one. Plus 44 and up to plus 50. It happens. Alright. Plus 30% final damage dealt when shield and armor is full. Gain 1 stack of crystal shield every 5 seconds, up to 2 stacks, blocking the next damage and granting 1 second of immunity. Nice. Gain an additional 150 temporary shield and armor limit when used, and immediately restore 30% armor. In this case, state duration minus 3 seconds. I'll actually say this one because of the damage immunity. Damage immunity is being underestimated. And new scrolls. we got this one. Enhanced Evil and Good. If we can start taking curse scrolls on purpose now. And for each we do, we're gonna gain 15 max HP and max shield. But we will lose 30% luck shot chance and minus dash and primary skill cooldown. And of course we'll get these negative effects. But our opponents are also gonna get the enemy effect in down bottom. Each scroll we take here, we get the scroll which gives us what is listed, but a random assortment of enemies we encounter will receive the enemy effect. So with this legendary, we get minus 1 second for primary skill and dash cooldowns each time we hit, triggered only once every other second. And our opponents will get dealing damage to the player will increase the remaining cooldown time of their skill by 1 second. This effect can trigger at most once every 3 seconds. But that should also include our secondary skill, which we very much like using very often. And let's take this one, the Moldy Bun. Recover random HP when obtaining buns. Initial HP is randomly generated between 50% to 90%. So many of our opponents, or at least some of our opponents, are gonna have less HP. Always under 100%. Or exponentially decrease the chance of inflicting elemental effect by the weapon. And the enemy effect plus 100% duration when affected by elemental effects. Do we have anything elemental based except for the lightning? No, because I actually got rid of that. This one, but that's not elemental. So actually no. Let's grab the Nozzle Cross. Ooh, Broken Bolt would be kinda bad. Find Enthusiast again. Recover 15% max shield, because in our case, when you use primary skill or dash. An enemy effect, recover 3% max shield and armor in each damage inflicted on players. Effects on elite enemies are reduced by 80%. Once 20, it is some, but we gain 15 when we take it. Oh, I don't actually meant that. The secondary skill can still be used when the number of uses is insufficient, but each use will cause damage to you. No thanks. I've almost killed myself for that. Greedy Choice provides one opportunity to pick all 3 occult scrolls and treasure chests at once. The occult scrolls obtained cannot be discarded, and after the selection opportunities are exhausted, this scroll will automatically be destroyed, cannot be discarded. I see no reason not to. When enemy effect. When dealing the first damage to the player, restore HP by the percentage of this damage to the player's total max HP. I guess that's kinda fair. And after dealing weapon damage to an enemy, plus 40% skill damage against that enemy for 5 seconds. Nah, greedy choice. Because I'm a greedy bastard. Decay Driver, plus 20% movement speed after 3 seconds, for 3 seconds after inflicting decay effect or hurting enemies under decay. We don't do elemental effects right now. Thunderstep, after dashing, cast a lightning bolt at your previous position, dealing damage to nearby enemies and temporarily imprison them. Nah. Acquired weapons always have 2 exclusive inscriptions. The maximum number of exclusive inscription is fixed at 2, and the total inscription upper limit is fixed at 4, cannot be discarded. Enemy effect: after dealing damage to the player, remove 1 legendary inscription of player's primary weapon for 5 seconds. Sure. Thank you. And thank you. Hello there. Spiritual Remnant. Alright, Supreme Craftsman. You can reroll all inscriptions of a weapon at the Craftsman. Craftsman can reroll each weapon up to 3 times. Reroll costs no copper. Awesome. Skill proficiency plus 10% luck shot chance minus 6% primary skill cooldown and dash cooldown. For each elite and boss killed or assisted on killed in the entire run, up to 10 stacks, including enemies before obtaining the spiritual blessing. Oh, there's a chance we can get it later also. Viable scrolls. Every occult scroll can be reset once more. Obtain 1 extra time to reset scrolls when acquiring 1 ascension. There's a 50% chance to upgrade scrolls to enhanced scrolls when resetting. Alright, that's gonna be variable scrolls. Supreme Craft is awesome, but that one's straight up a lifesaver. Because enhanced scrolls are really just the cream of the crop. Now, there actually anything I want to reroll right now? Deal damage, 50% chance to deal 100 total damage. Yeah, sure. Let's grab this one. We enhanced it instead. And got, when dealing skill damage, there's a 15% chance to deal 100% total damage and a 5% chance to deal 200% total damage. Sure. Hello, Madama. Hello, Cosmic. Hope game is well and fun. It definitely is. I really enjoy Gunfire Reborn. I think I started playing it while it was in early access for like, I don't know, 5 years ago? No, that can't be right. It's gotta be more. I think yes. Anyhow, I've played this game for some years and I still really enjoy it. I think a part of that is that they still put new content in the game. Like new enemies, new bosses, new scrolls, weapons, main characters. There's so much and so many new things that the developers put into the game. All of that energy they use on it. For 50% damage when HP is full. Sure. And like, to me at least, you can really feel how engaged the developers is with the game. I'm looking squared on you. So yeah, I'm definitely having fun. This is a game that I personally recommend it to everyone who enjoys FPS games. And of course, with every other game, it is of course more fun together with friends. Strange to be able to do that without issues. And that's strange. Usually it doesn't take me that long to get over here. I'm usually much quicker than that. Shit. It seems like I'm getting rusty. Rusty in my old days. Hidden Transaction, Usher's Rider, and Divine Energy. There's a 33% chance to enhance a weapon by 1 extra level when enhancing your weapons of the Craftsman. Usher's Rider, plus 50% movement speed, plus 300% dash cooldown. And Divine Energy, plus 5, 10, 15 and 20% skill damage for each normal, rare, exclusive and Gemini inscription on the holding weapon. Yes. I do actually to some extent like them all, but I could do without the Ostrich Rider, because I really enjoy being able to dash. Reforge and Corrosion Enthusiast. Whenever you inflict decay effects to enemies, also inflict decay on yourself. Movement speed minus 50%. When you in decay, you deal plus 10%. You gain 10% damage resistance and plus 40% movement speed. So when in decay, we only lose 10% movement speed. Okay, well, no, let's grab more. You really have to dash it? Huh. I suppose I could just use normal jump. And already seen that. Minus 50% primary skill cooldown, but secondary skill, which we will rely on, will have a 3-second cooldown. No thanks. But this version, Ancient Timer, minus 50% primary cooldown. That's another thing. So the question lies in, do we take it as is? Or do we reset it again to get another enhanced scroll? Because we can't really use our primary all that well. Our astro forecasts also always get cleared when there's a guaranteed chance of an impure astro house. So I'll say let's gamble it. Take enhanced arms dealer. Plus 10% damage resistance and plus 30% damage dealt for 10 seconds whenever you consume 10 ammo. That's actually perfect with this build we got so far. Don't mind me if I do. In luxurious gifts. Revenge the weak. Already have you. I wonder. Building and yes, you can reset. What do I can reset right now? Oh. Plus 2% crit, however minus 50% damage when not trading critical. Weapons with a scope gain 2 times soon. Could reset it, but let's actually try and take it fast. Can always change this later. I'm kinda curious if we can actually use it in this way. So far, it seems like that's a yes. Place a random non-exclusive inscription on the selected weapon with an exclusive one. 10% chance to recover all charges when you pick up a secondary skill of 80%. Try and flip it. Nah. Oh. Hello. Plus 50% skill damage. We can always use that. Gain 16 shield and 14 HP. Nah. One temporary golden refresh. Meh. Damage shielded. Enemies revive once with 45% max HP after being defeated. Cool. Actually grab the fancy possession. But I think I'd rather, because I don't know if I can do it all the time. Grab another one. Also accept one additional task and gain 2 refreshes. I still don't know if I can do this. Like, select the secondary one if I can always do that, if it's only next time. Well, once. Let's try it. Since I have no idea, then might as well try it out. Just need to try and remember next time. Let's upgrade. But we don't actually need to upgrade this one since this one deals more damage. I haven't got enough gold, let's upgrade it twice. Oh, Starspell Blessing or Lucky Day. I'm actually gonna go with the Lucky Day because as the owl we got an effect that grants us the passive ability of having a higher chance of getting ascensions that have already been taken twice. So this one have a higher chance of reappearing later, in contrast to the Lucky Day. The only issue with the footnote is that it's not very precise. Because why would it be? Of course it's not gonna be precise. What you got? Damage resistance for every 1% HP missing. Oh, double ammo capacity. Sure. And lowers your chance for HP missing. And Vila. Only 40 max. But then we at least got a faster weapon. The hippo apparently does not cut it. Sorry, hippo. I really like using that. You apparently don't like being used. Get a curse scroll and get a weapon with one exclusive inscription. And give gold to upgrade the selected weapon by 1. Remember that we need to kill enemies within 10 minutes. Because we get additional maximum out of it. The issue is, with this game, none of us have any idea how much or how little 10 meters is. Just get a cash roll. We got old battle boots. That sounds like some movement speed reduction. Double damage taken from traps and minus 10% movement speed. Alright, that's not as bad as I had expected. Minus 80% final damage taken when dashing, imprisoning the enemy. That causes this damage for 2 seconds. Can't really go with that. Gain 2 stacks of lightless shield after switching stages. Each stack block 1 damage instance and disappears after blocking. Only switching stages, that's not worth it. Alright, 4 stacks then. After switching stages, each blocks 1. At least it did something. You I don't like anymore. And then we get doubled instead. Oh no! No downsides. Plus 2 times critical weapons with scope gain 2 times soon. Alright, fair. I will not disgruntle you anymore. Fight for immortality. Nice. Upon taking damage, gain an additional max shield for 12 seconds equivalent to the damage received. Nice. There's actually many of these I would wish that we could get enhanced, but I also don't want to lose them. Because they are great. Well, at least now we don't have decreased damage. Bone Dragon. I do like the dragon. But just really hold our very experimental. A single explosion hits 3 of my enemies, trigger one additional. That does not happen very often. At least not when it's me that's shooting. A glove with... I know it got a high mech capacity, but... a multiplier does not work as well when you got a low base. Yes. So, would like to take it, but can't really justify it. It's actually basically just more maximum. Damn, that was a long round. Not that I mind, but still, many of the rounds usually don't take that long. Let's see. That's like a day. Oh, weapon skill increase. 800 and shooting rating improves. Unable damage. Weapon plus 94% max HP. Nice. Blue skill increase. was actually much closer than I would have hoped. But we did get through it. Hello there. Oh, that's hard. Caplin so we can use it more often and more efficiently. Perfect deck for more damage. More protection. Our protection is actually pretty good right now. Caplin. Right, skill protection is plus 3, skill range plus 100. Weak points exposed without aiming. Without hitting an enemy, crit plus 0.6 for 5 seconds. All aiming weak points of enemies in sight. Slightly decreased rate of fire when aiming. And hitting the enemy multiple times will cause it to enter a state of a weak spot. Any weapon damage received will trigger critical hit. Right now plus 200. You would be 120. After triggering 3 critical hits, the next critical hit fires a spread shot, dealing critical damage to the 3 nearest enemies within 8 meters of the target. Sure, let's try and switch over, because the best thing is to have 2 different type ammo type buttons, so that you don't get bottlenecked, as we're actually very close to doing now since we're only using one type. Killing an enemy grants extra copper and extra chance to receive supply for secondary skill. I'm not scared about that. Defeating an enhanced monster inflicts manipulation effects on all monsters within 7 meters of the radius of the defeated monster. That would actually be pretty nice. Consume all secondary skill count when reaching the upper limit. Does 10% weapon damage for each charge consumed. Take it all occult scrolls become non-discardable. Peculiar chests offer multiple options. Destroy after selecting 6 times. Oh, just like we're doing right now. Intimidating presence would be awesome, but this one, it just feels like a bit more cream of the crop. Okay. Really strange. Usually don't use revolvers. Most of the times I just really don't like it. Peculiar chests offer multiple options. When clearing slots, 10% base weapon damage for every slot for 6 seconds up to 6 times. Without extra aspects, gain 1 additional only once per second. There's a chance to summon 3 cards and obtain 1 Astro aspect of current Astro House quality. Cooldown 2 seconds. Shoot 1 card when consuming 25% mag capacity. I think cards down here at best. That one to start off with, and then other one next time. At least now I know where which one of those kind of things. Oh, there was something that thing I'm not a big fan of. That the empty spaces where opponents used to be alive. Should they stay when they're not done? We did survive it. Somehow. And I still forgot to use our shield thingy. And that's usually the reason why I take that thingamajiggle that does that it activates itself whenever it's ready. Because I always forget to do it. Apparently there's no fun time here. I do like you, but you only got one in the mag. Goodbye. I do love you, but not enough mag capacity, not enough damage. No hidden secrets down here. No, unless you look over here, we can live. That's fine. It seems like you can't really do anything here. And I got you. 35. Bow. Other things. Scroll. Please be good. Please be good. Please be good. Bishop Bloodball. Alright. When shooting, there's 100% minus 3.5 current projectile chance to deal less damage, but still deal extra damage. All in all, it's a good one. In the early days, it was straight up insane. The capacity of Astro Forecaster is 10 is a chance to obtain 1 secondary use based on quality when obtaining Astro Forecasts. I don't remember if this one's the one where I can save them. Don't think it is. It isn't. So there's one of the things that'll probably only make a Gemini inscription. I got no interest of giving this one a Gemini inscription. I thought what it was looking good. Yep, that's completely gone. Oh well, I guess it wasn't important. Obtain skills, pendants, max health. Change shirts. Yeah. Ooh, awesome. And no special chests. Perfect. Starting to look good. I think we got one more before the boss. No, it is the boss. Damn. Alright, then we are a bit further ahead than I expected. And temporary dash and damn it. I gambled and fucked it up. If only you had even doubled capacity than this. Double projectile is a lot of damage. Oh, sure. But fuck it, let's try it. That weapon helped us a lot last time, so I'm betting on it working this time too. Weapon share mag capacity. It's basically the best one we can get. You don't have a lot of mag capacity. I'm actually aiming for changing this out as soon as possible. Yeah. Don't think you can get that because you're a sniper. Same with this one. Don't remember what the pull does. Auto hold, target enemies, and extra energy projectile will be generated after 5 shots. Cause slow effect. Pulling ability slight, medium, strong. Let's try. I can't remember the last time it took us this long to beat this boss. Because this was really a long time compared to how long it usually takes. At least we got the lightless shield. Gain 3 stacks of lightless shield every 30 seconds. Each stack negates incoming damage and is consumed afterwards. You can only have up to 3 stacks at any given time. Heavily armored. Max HP plus 30% and max shield plus 30%. Oh, damn. Thank you. There's a chance to summon some cards up to the number of summonable cards in Astro Forecast and obtain 2 Astro aspects of current Astro House quality after a shot hits an enemy. Cooldown 2 seconds. When consuming 20% of the mag capacity as an accumulated quantity, shoot 1 holding card and reset the accumulating process. I'm thinking about switching these out only because of the mag capacity. Iron Wall. We do get more movement speed out of it. Sure. New effects. Gain additional 200% shield limit when used, and immediately restore 40% shield armor. But state duration minus 3 seconds. During Soul Pendant duration, restore an additional 20% shield every 1 second. State duration increases by 3 seconds. Let's restore some more. Energy cap plus 15. Oh. Minus 12% initial energy cost to cast Soul Pendant skill. Unable to actively cast Soul Pendant skill. Autocast Pendant skill when conditions are met after entering battle. This one I need highlighted, because that's the one I actually really need. Because I so often forget to actively use it. Let's keep that one. And energy. Damage, skill damage, rate of fire. There's only 5. Flame shot, fire immunity. Enemy is covered in fire damage and less fire damage taken. Curiosity box. We randomly get 1 to 3 occult scrolls when picking up. Extremely small chance of obtaining curse scrolls. Yeah. Charge 10 energy in each attack, cooldown 2 seconds. Every 20 stacks will summon a monster without carrying Curiosity Box. Sure. The weapon cannot reload automatically. When the mag is empty, you can continue to fire, but each extra shot deals damage to yourself equal to 1% of total HP. Nothing. Plus 50% weapon and skill damage when there are more than 2 enemies within 10 meters. That usually happens, but it's usually in boss fights. Electric roulette, no thanks. Leaves corrosion area after being defeated. Sure. Realm of Corrosion. Every 6 seconds release a corrosive pulse that deals 350% corrosion damage. And inflicts decay plus 50% damage for each ascension level. The Peddler is more expensive. Explosive bullets. Weapons will cause an additional explosion upon shooting, dealing damage equivalent 50% damage. Cooldown 2 seconds. After hitting a player with the enemy effect, this player and other players within 5 meters around them will receive 10% damage of the total max HP. Cooldown 3 seconds. Silver metal. Your shield starts recharging whenever you kill an enemy or destroy an item. Enemy effect begin to generate shield when hitting the players. They explode some bullets. Click. corrosion accident. Flame shot, explosive bullet, arresting supplies. 3 cards, stone scan. Stone scan's alright. Ooh, it's a great one. Plus 30% damage resistance for 3 seconds upon taking damage. Does not stack. Alright. But we got corrosion enthusiast, but no corrosion shard. The lightning shard and flame shard, so we just need corrosion shard. Another thing. That's got plus 5% HP regeneration and plus 1% damage resistance for every 2% HP you count. So what I'm hearing is a lot of damage resistance since we almost always got full HP. This actually sounds pretty good, but we'll also take the functional deck. Does 50% weapon damage for 5 seconds when consuming Astral Specs, which is what we're actually trying to do, so let's take the functional deck and see how functional is our deck actually. Will like I am tried to hide. Oh, god damn annoying. Purgathon. Is max capacity. This will pause the game. Alright, I can see here. Max capacity is fixed. Combine crit, AoE, resource cap. Well, it seems like we actually can get both of them to have shared max capacity. Oh, balls. Well, let's do this first. Lose health Upgrade selected weapon. Replace random inscription of the selected weapon with a rare inscription. Or reroll all inscriptions. That one's a great thing it can't. That's more attack speed, so I actually don't want to replace any of them. There's actually only this one. %33% chance to deal damage twice and 20% chance to deal damage 3 times when only one enemy is within 3 meters. For each 1% movement speed plus 1 weapon lucky shot chance up to 120. Always a chance by hitting points. Upgrade. So some health. We get that back fast. Plus 30 weapon damage. Hit at least 50 times the next 100 shots. And the all effect is only attacks. Just a little one. Back capacity minus 20. First bonus per month. So we actually lost a whole lot of damage on that. That's actually very annoying. Good. Oh well. Your own fault. Just certain that this weapon would be one of the perfect weapons to kill that mission with. It's not Sweet weapon. But this build in max capacity is way too low. Maybe next time. Fountain of Life. When picking up copper or ammo, recover 1 HP or increase max HP by 1 for 10 seconds if HP is full. Nah. Legion Bones. Convert all shield and armor to HP and recover 4% max HP per second. I mean, we could. Untold effort. When casting a secondary skill has 50% chance to double the consumption and 50% chance to deal double damage. All ammo is automatically converted to current equipped weapon type. When we are immune to burning. But this one is not as effective if no longer got shields. This one's no longer effective. We got a couple of things that'll become less effective if we take that one. There are only 2 things, but one's legendary and another is 50% damage. Yes. Reset. Understab. Strategic advantage. Plus 40% movement speed for 3 seconds after using dash. Alright. More movement speed is almost always welcome. I've tried a couple of times when movement speed was too much. Not often though. Good enough. When clearing slots in 10% base damage for weapons. The one for the bird before. Actually, that was all of them. Gain plus 50% damage while being stationary. We are not. Now back. Minus 4% HP per second when your shield and armor is full. Recover 100% HP and negate excess damage when your shield and armor gets fully broken. Treaty choice provides one opportunity to pick up all the pull scrolls treasure chest at once. Let's see if we can make that into an upgrade version of the stuff. Ooh, actually could. I gotta be honest, I did not think this would work. This would work, but 2 opportunities to pick all 3. Oh dear. Obtain 2 enhanced scrolls with an initial quality of normal after 3 scenes. Complete 4 scenes. Plus 1 counting each defeat/assist. Elite count is 3. Upgrade the quality of secret scroll task 1 time for every 20 counting. What the? I have no idea what that is. Complete 4 scenes, easy. Plus 1 counting each defeat/assist. With the quality of the secret scroll from the task. Oh, alright, so the more enemies we defeat, better scroll we're gonna get. Scroll, get a little bit of the speed went. The higher the total max HP, the lower the movement speed. Yeah. It takes 2. No thanks. Basically never get it. Enhanced, it takes 2. Oh, brilliant. Obtain 1 golden goblet immediately. And ascensions options prioritized by the owned ascensions. Hello there. Suddenly you're a good one. Oh, ew. When clearing slots plus 10 base weapon damage, 7 seconds. Base cards. Let's take the credit one. I can grab the other one later. Scroll upgrade 3 times or a new weapon. Now I can take this one. So we need to beat as many opponents as usual as possible. Randomly get 2 undiscardable scrolls and 50% chance to have them enhanced. Enhanced to enhanced. Yeah, enhanced foundry. I don't use foundry, so I don't even want to read it. And the other one is this one. Recover 15% of the Recover 15% ammo to the magazine every seconds for 4 seconds after dealing damage to an enemy. So this one should guarantee us to almost being at max capacity all the time. Are you used in anything? Frozen conversion, no. Battle favor. After switching a stage, one of the following effects will be activated. With a chance with both. Plus 50% damage, plus 4, plus 25% max HP and shield. Sure, and that came from that one. Yeah, it's one of those we just need to take, not keep. Enhanced Fire Enthusiast. Every time dealing fire damage, will recover 20% loss total HP, cooldown 0.5 seconds. Whenever you inflict burning effect to enemies, also inflict burning effect on yourself, take continuous damage. But we got the flame shard, so we don't have to worry about that, because we are immune to the negative effects of burning effects. But while we're in burning, double the effect. Now we got one of the combinations. But now we also just need to deal fire damage. And we can do that now. Corrosion or fire? Let's go fire. We need to go there. Alright, now I would really love to speed traveler. Check the goodies. Critical hits will deal full damage directly to enemy increase HP rather than shield normal. And this one. Plus 1% all damage for every 100 copper spent in an entire run. If you bring over 500 copper to the next stage, the excess will be spent automatically. No thanks. I like my copper too much. After using weapon skill, weapon damage. After using weapon skill, plus 80% weapon damage for 10 seconds. After using primary skill, plus 80% skill damage for 10 seconds. Or get that one again. That's really not a nice thing to do. Just throw the same shit back into my face and make me make a choice. Sure, we could just take it again. We would lose a lot of money on it. But we will also gain a fuck ton of damage. That's the one we needed, max forward. Let's screw it down a bit. More cards actually. Summon 6 cards when casting Astral 4 cards. Nice. Could buy a lot of money. I still love you. Get a random. That's just peanuts. And the other ones. One. There's 4 everywhere. Too late. Enhanced Spirit Feline. Minus 100% damage resistance, but damage taken from each hit won't exceed 11% of total damage. No karma settings, but that sure would have done. preserve such mystery. Do know I can jump from time to time. Stay on. That one waited. On the missile strike is great. On the house is alright. Oxygen against enemies effect elemental effect. That one's actually great now that everything is expensive for us. Shield recharge delay is tripled. Minus 50% recovery speed and gain 2 extra revives. All will be destroyed after effective events. I don't think I need it, so I'm gonna try to reset triple comeback. And got enhanced triple comeback. 2 extra revives that will be destroyed after the effect ends. That's what I hoped would happen. Right now I'm actually only keeping this one because it makes us go faster. As soon as we get something to cancel out the movement speed issue we got, then this one's gone. It's amazingly lose most of the money anyway, so last one. Didn't I see a second one? Oh yeah, up here. Over here. I thought I saw something. And pain for gain. Gain 3 curse scrolls immediately and 50% chance to replace one curse scroll with a random scroll when completing stages. Get changed to become the upgraded version. Obtain 3 curse scrolls immediately. Switch one curse scroll with the random scroll when completing a stage. Alright. So, guaranteed to get another one. Sure. Right now we got minus 7% copper amount after switching stages. Minus 1 weapon crit, and when using secondary skill consumption has 50% chance to be increased by 1. What can you offer? More skill damage. Spirit instead of... I just think the cap is decent. More max health, also 10, pendant, and the secondary skill range increases, and target count. Lose the money anyway, so plus 50% total weapon damage to enemies and burning effect. Oh, that's pretty good. Then it should be busted. I'm gonna go for this one. Snake time. Merge can be refreshed once more. Or reset cooldown of all skills when lose over 20 in a single hit. We can't because the spirit feline, so we can do this special offer. The personal prices are minus 25%. Thank you. But I'll rather gamble upon doing this. Everything is 6 or 300. Not really worth. Right? Hello there, snake. Though I didn't get to see what that red magical thingy was. Alright, I might actually... For the moment I'm gonna go check in on the VOD real quick. See if I can... Leave leaky pocket has been destroyed. Obtain Big Eater. Oh right, it's one of the these are ones that disappeared. And we got something called Big Eater instead. Let's flow time. Is it just Big Eater, not enhanced Big Eater? Oh, here. Can pick up buns when HP is full. Oh, it's the OP one. The overflowing recovery provided by bonds will be converted into an equal amount of excess shield and armor. Max 10% of shield per overflowing. But we're actually in a good place right now, so I'd rather actually risk getting rid of it, but risk having it enhanced. And we got it enhanced. Perfect. I can pick up on full overflowing recovery will be converted into 1.5 times the amount of excess shield and armor. Max 15%. Awesome. I gotta fix this stream next to me again. So, -1 primary and skill dash on hit, triggered once every second. Other second. See what else we can get. Upgrade diversion. -1 primary and dash cooldown on hit. Oh. Gain 1 stack of phantom skin every 10th second. A stack is consumed whenever you take damage, restoring 100% of your shield and armor. You can only have 3 stacks of phantom skin at any given time. Deal. Obtain 1 without Astro Aspect. Obtain 1 Astro Aspect and have a chance to obtain another one, trigger at most once per second. There's a chance to obtain 2 times as many Astro Aspects through Astro Forecast. And take the Astro thingy.
Hi.
More crit would be awesome. Converts non-attribute, secondary, and soul damage type to lightning. There's luxury chance, that would be cool. Secondary skill damage +9. Let's take the luxury damage. I can't take this one. I need the autocast, so lock in those 2. Replace FX. Final damage 1 HP. 1 shield is full. Gain 1 stack of crystal. Block next damage granting immunity. 1 second of immunity, but still. Nah, I'm good with what we got here. What? Off we go. Heavy shields. Sure. I'm gonna take as many legendaries as I can, because that'll increase our chance of making talisman, which would make us immune to curse scrolls. That'll be quite nice. Revive chance. Sure. Random HP when obtaining buns. Sure. Don't really like that. You become enhanced. Recover 15 shield when you use primary or secondary skill or dash. I could use that. When hit by enemies, minus 10 movement speed for 10 seconds, 40% chance to be immune. Don't really need immunity. After taking damage, all hits will become crits. Well, plus 2 times crit for everything. Also, everything is additional damage. Plus, Asian Bear Paw, Merciless Strike. Besides, we also got this one. Crit hits deal full damage directly to enemy HP rather than shield them. Using this one into this. If not taking damage for 5 seconds, regenerate 5 max HP per second. Even when taking damage, the regeneration continues for an additional 5 seconds. Don't really need all that regeneration. Ooh, enhanced speedy traveler. Yes. This was the thing we needed. Plus 0.5% movement speed for every 15 meters moved, up to 120 stacks. Plus 20% movement speed when reaching 60 stacks. And this one, if we want to flush out anything of these. What we got? Damage from Mac. Full scroll can be reset once more. And functional deck. Here we'll what we got. I started thinking about switching out, so I should go immediately. Obtain an enhanced occult scroll. Upgrade one to enhanced. Fill the mag instantly after swapping weapons. I don't need that. Plus 50% damage resistance when shield is not 0. We will need damage resistance anymore. Enhanced damage reflection. 90% damage reduction from enemies over 15 meters away, plus 90% damage taken from enemies within 15 meters when holding weapon 1. 90% damage reduction taken from enemies within 15 meters, and plus 90% damage taken from enemies over 15 meters away when holding weapon 2. Alright, so if we are using weapon 2, which is our melee weapon, and then we have 90% damage reduction from enemies within 15 meters. And a third feline. We also got that effect in here, even though we got the better version in our backpack. We can upgrade one of these. I'm curious to see what this one does. Just 6 seconds. 0.5 crit and low shot. Percentage chance to deal an additional 15% damage to enemies. Max health is true damage 5000 times the number of players in squad most hit. That would be pretty cool. Hero chests offer multiple options. Plus 50% max HP, recover 30 with each round. We could do that. Plus 50 copper gain with the scroll. We would regain 50% HP, which is a lot. Oh yeah, actually, let's take the Devil's Covenant. Now we've got 1100 HP. Jesus. I would like to say that we went straight through, but there actually were some complications. Deal damage to yourself when ammo in the rack. Enhance the pull scroll after dropping the boss. Useless. And the fewer bullets remaining on the map, the higher damage. Everything is actually useless. And that's it. Let's try and reset that one. A few of the bullets. When remaining mag ammo is not higher than 10% recover. It's always higher than that. Backup shield. Recover 100% shield instantly when shield is broken. Sure. I highly doubt that's gonna happen. And if it does, holy shit, I fucked up. All the buttons have been destroyed and we have obtained bullet light. Bullet. No. Okay. Plus 25% luck shot chance for each shot at the cost of one additional spare ammo. Recover consumed upon triggering a lucky shot. Alright. Let's see if I can make you better. Okay. Plus 25% lucky shot chance. Recover one consumed ammo, the magazine and reserve. Oh, both magazine and reserve upon triggering lucky shot chance. Alright. People, confirms you actually... Oh right, I got destroyed. Consuming the last of the mag, clear one. That's useless. This is gonna make a difference, but it's not gonna make it worse. So I guess that's still bad. We have tried before when one of these ascensions actually fucked up the entire run because it messed with some of the combos between everything. Oh damn it, I forgot to use that gun. It's not like I think it can make a difference. Plus 50% movement speed and plus 50% damage when your shield is 0. Plus 300% reset time. Chase them. Higher damage. Now we can change the Gemini. Chance to deal damage twice. Phase movement, speed bonus, more luxury chance. And more damage to enemies in burning. And more attack speed. Reload is... Okay, but done. Increase total damage by 65. Attacking the enemy with elemental effect. Increase total damage by 50 if then more than one enemy within 5 meters. I can actually use that. But I can't use it. There was that gentleman up here I wanted to talk to. Refill 1 ammo after hitting more than 2 enemies. Still need 300. I probably have thought about that before. Make sure that I got the right Gemini before I bought the other thing. It is what it is. But you I can't use. You be an alternative to the new one. Deal the same amount of damage. I actually can't use you. A little bit more max size, but you know, if you had double max size, alright, then I'm sure I could use you. But in this way, away. Reloading, I don't. Dash stacks energy. Dashing stacks energy using primary or secondary skill consumes all energy, increases skill damage by 1 per energy consumed. So max of 600. Do use the dash very one skill damage for every 5 truth max currently have. That's a lot of damage. And plus 10% damage dealt for each defeat, plus you defeated or assisted in defeating. And body mortality plus 75% total weapon damage while shield is recovering, plus 75% total damage for the next shot when shield is fully recovered. Let's take everything. We got Battle Wolf. No, Final Kill. When energy are trapped, damage breaks shield immune to damage for 1 second. Cooldown 5 seconds. Alright. I wanted to take a look at Which one again? Not this. Is it this one? Already forgotten which one I want to take a look at. Oh well. Probably doesn't matter. Per scroll, get a random legendary scroll. Every time your skill deals damage, it will inflict additional skill damage based on how much copper you currently own. Fuck you. For each enemy, the additional skill damage occurs up to 1 time. What's that? When hit by enemies, minus 10 movement speed and 10 speed damage. Yo, let's take it for now. And maybe reset it later. Innumerable elite monsters are coming. Good. Kill them all just a second. Quick charge. For every 10 max pendant energy, minus 4.5 weapon skill resources. Now my weapons got that. Recharge 9 solar pendant energy for every 20 hits of secondary skill enemies. Cover energy, cap increase, drain shoot. Actually, none of these things are useful, and this is... none of this is legendary or anything close, so... not worth it. with 9 soul pendant energy. Gain 9 soul energy for every 20 hits of secondary skill enemies. Deadly Curse, minus 75% weapon damage and skill, but minus 75% health. Let's see if we can get the legendary version, upgraded version. We got Merciless Combo instead. That one has been more awesome. Chance to trigger Astral Forecaster once and obtain an extra aspect upon hitting a target. Cooldown 1.2 seconds. When consuming 10% of max capacity as an accumulating quarters to with one holding card and reset the accumulating process. Yeah. This one. I'm consuming the last ammo. Well, still, fuck you so much. Continuously bringing us the absolute worst shit we can in any shape or form think of. The mag instantly after dashing. Nah. Randomly get one of 3 scrolls. Sure. Elemental relic. Alright. Plus 5% elemental damage for 10 seconds whenever you kill an enemy infected with the same effect. Got some resets. Let's try. Whenever you kill an enemy. I don't kill enemies anymore. Because this is the absolute last fight. The peddler I can no longer use. And I get the other version. Plus 80% skill damage. Alright. Every time you interact with the peddler, I won't. I got 1 reset left. See if I can get something useful out of this. Dual Edge. Dual Edge is awesome if you get early game. In this case, it does jack shit. Because increased damage for each enemy you kill. Might as well use as much extra ammo as I can. Because what? This might be in top 3 fastest time. I think that's in top 3 fastest times. And we get the worst sniper. And run time 1 hour and 42 minutes. And real time is 3.5 hours. Jesus. Unlocked reincarnation level 7. Max damage not even 1,000,000. Well, alright, that would actually make a lot of sense because we actually once again we prioritized not a singular damage, but I guess high quick damage. Transform into a tornado, deal 800 plus 240 times ascension level skill damage to enemies within 5 meters every 0.4 seconds and knock them back. Minus 90% damage taken. Nice. Cost 5 energy per second. 3-second cooldown after the effect ends. Restore 1 energy per 7 meters moved. Do tornado farm, gain 1 stack for every 4 soul pendant skill damage hit. Up to 6 stacks. When stacks are full, enter enhanced state. Trigger secondary skill effect on nearest enemy within 15 meters every 0.2 seconds. And consume 1 stack. Exit enhanced state when stacks are exhausted or not triggered within 5 seconds. Well, that's pretty cool. Cost an additional 25 energy when cast. Soul Pendant skill lasts for a fixed 8 seconds. Maintaining the state no longer consumes energy. While transformed into a tornado. Gas cooldown is reduced by 2 seconds. Gas costs 10 energy, no cost for the first 2 casts. And deals 300% soul damage. Soul pendant skill damage to all enemies in the path. Also pretty cool. The first one is the first one is my favorite so far. No longer enter tornado state, and the original damage reduction effect no longer applies. Instead, cast a tornado that automatically tracks and pulls enemies with a 10% base damage. Doing pendant skill for every 10% primary skill hits. The next primary skill hit summons a small tornado for 4 seconds. Up to 1. For every 10 hits dealt by a tornado, deal 100% of the last primary skill damage as true damage to enemies inside the tornado twice. Alright, so the bottom one is primary skill build based. Whereas the first one is very much secondary skill build based. The middle one, I guess, is dash based. They're pretty cool, but number 1 and 3 is definitely the best. I know it's 20 and 25. Weapons. Pergator. 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 Who's Pergator? Best weapon really used. Technique. most commonly used weapon is this one, the tracker. I'm actually gonna end it here today. Because I got some. Well, one thing is we're almost at our usual cap, and I got a lot of things to prepare because there's come some guests on Thursday and probably over the weekend because of some birthday stuff. See if I can find the music. Alright, so I feel like there was something else I should mention. Alright, so because of all of that, then there won't be a stream on Thursday. Because I won't be able to make it and handle everything else. But on Monday, unless plans change, plans might change, so we'd need to cancel and move Monday's stream. I doubt it, but there's a chance for it. But if not, if we do have our usual stream on Monday, then I'm contemplating about making a more true to personal gameplay type of stream, whereas instead of the way I'm playing here, that is much more kinda custom made into it being exactly that, stream content. But I'm contemplating about making it, trying on Monday to make a game or two that's more in line with how it looks like when I'm just playing by myself. Because many things it's much quicker when that is done, since I know many of the things a bit more by heart. So when all that's said and done, and you now know how things are, with what I'm thinking and stuff, and what I say, thank you all for joining in. It's been a pleasure like always. I hope you all are going to have a good morning, a good day, a good evening and a good night, wherever you are. I'll see you all next time. Bye.